All right, Thursday means Broken Arrow football on the Rick Corey Sports Special. Sponsored by, Tulsa Accident Care Center. No accident, though. Broken Arrow's on a roll, winning again 29-17 against Edmond Memorial. Head coach Travis Hill here. Now, that was a heck of a football game. You get out to a nice lead. It's 16-7 at the half, and then suddenly it's 16-12 going into the fourth quarter. So break down this one from the very beginning because you guys did start fast.
Yeah. First possession, we went offensively, had to defer. They got the football the second half first. So we took the first opening drive, and Rick went down and put points on the board and showed a little dominance early in the game. They answered the call real quick and answered back. But after that, in the first half, as you mentioned, 7-7 tie, and then we kind of pulled out and played well on both sides of the football, offensively and defensively, for a good lead at halftime. And then so it leads up to as you mentioned, a great second half.
Right. So in the third period, you're outscored 10-0, and that's in that period. Was that a halftime adjustment thing? Did they just come out hot? What happened there?
Well, I mean, Rick, up until the last 2 weeks, that has kind of been a problem of ours all year long, is the third quarter, and so it raised its ugly head again. So we'll Coach over there at Edmond Memorial did a great job. We're going to give him credit. I mean, they did a good job. They made some adjustments. Come out and again, we weren't at our best in that third quarter and had to respond in a big way in the fourth quarter.
But you did respond in a big way, which has got to be one of the coolest things for you. So going to that fourth quarter, what are you telling your kids? What are you seeing in their eyes?
It's just simple. As you mentioned, football is a very big game of momentum. Life's a big game of momentum. And so momentum, I said, we had it at one time, we've given it up. What are you willing to do, and what are we thinking about how to get it back? And I said, you get it back, you're going to win a football game. So the most incredible thing that I've watched throughout the whole year, Rick, is how hard our kids play. So to say they ratcheted it up, picked up their intensity level, probably the best way to put it. They made a decision on what they wanted to get done and did it, and played a basically mistake-free, dominating fourth quarter to be able to, grab back the momentum, which in turn gave us a lead and able to cancel that thing out.
Yeah, 13-0 fourth quarter there for Broken Arrow, which is big. And really the biggest player in this had to be Jeremiah Satimba. He leads you not only in passing, but he leads you in rushing as well. Just one of his better nights overall.
Yeah, it is. We utilized him, like I said, very talented athlete to go along with a good live arm at quarterback, good decision maker. And so, we want to, like we always do, Rick, we can't ever ask for enough, can we? That's not good coaching. We want more. But, the kid keeps stepping to the plate and keeps making plays and getting us, like I said, that first drive bit. I think it was huge that we stretched the field early in the game. That because we're like a lot of teams this time of year. You better be able to run the football in order to win a state championship. And so we're really concentrating on that. But for Jeremiah to not only use his arm to loosen up and vertically and horizontally stretch the field, to use his legs, very good football game from him, and great decision-making processes throughout the game.
You can't say enough about what Sango's done for you as well. I got a chance to see him, of course, a couple of weeks ago in that game against Union. And, Roberson's a talented player. Sango's a different kind of a running back. But even though, he didn't get you 100, he got you, I think, 65 or so. But he still is getting you the kind of yards that you need to take over for that. He has been, to me, key in your last several weeks. What is he bringing to your team?
He does. Running backs, it's a funny position. For one, at any level, youth all the way up into the big boys, where they pay all the money, you better have two running backs. It's his position. My son made me laugh. He was a running back, obviously, many years ago, and said, "Daddy, all 11 are trying to hurt you." And I said, "Absolutely." And I said, "So you better have two." And it's really nice when you have two that complement each other and actually enjoy the competition between each other. And I think Corey, Sango, and like I said, Octavian Roberson do that. And they both had nothing major injuries all year long, but the ankle sprains that you get often. So not all of them have been at full speed all the time, and the other one takes up the load. And then we bring in our little guy, our little dynamite package, Grayson Betts. I don't know if you were getting ready to get to him, our third tailback, and who, by the way, rushed for 109 yards and all in the second half. And I think that was huge between him and the offensive line to dominate that arena. And so very, very fortunate, Rick, to have that many running backs.
Yeah, and I was going to ask about him too, because I love guys like that. You can't find him behind the offensive line, and the way he squirts around and gets out. But he struck me as a guy who's got some strength in those legs as well.
He does. He's quick. He's agile. Got a chance to coach his older brother when we won the state championship in 2018. Just great family, great Broken Arrow people. And he is. And the fun view to watch him when you watch film with him is watch the end zone view, Rick, because as you mentioned, You just pretend to be a defense player on the side and say, where they blankly blanks he at? And then all of a sudden, there he is. And so
Yep.
he does, again, give you another interesting look and another look for you to have to work on as you prepare for us.
Yeah, there's no question. Now, defensively, you had some great numbers. Jackson had 10 tackles. You had several guys with 8 tackles. Obviously, some people have really raised their game for you late in the year. Overall, defensively, are you happy going to week 10?
We are. I mean, there's still moments, as I mentioned, and it's kind of interesting, Rick, because they're not moments of giving up big points and all that stuff, but we do still have a tendency to lose our focus on a particular drive, and I just always, it's frustrating. You know, we've been able to cancel out games in the fourth quarter by doing the same thing with our offense. Hey, you know, having those 12, 15 play drives where, hey, there's 7 minutes gone, bro. That's the best defense you can have right there. So we've been fortunate from our offense to do that. We got to make sure we don't do that with our defense. Have our defense out on the field, and it's their job to get off. For instance, Rick, we had another series, third down. You know, 3rd down and 4, we jump off sides. They maintain a possession and they go score on that possession. That possession could have been over with. Those are the only things, the focus side of our defense. But as far as their effort and their play, outstanding. They're prepping to go win. I think defenses prep even harder than offenses do as far as what they're getting really the opportunity to see. And so I think they've done a great job with that, and we will continue to work that.
We're going to talk about the final week and then having a bye week going into the playoffs here with Coach in a moment. He's got some weekend plans. I won't give those away, though, because I don't want people to just rush out there to get his autograph and stuff like that. I will tell you, though, that he is sponsored by Tulsa Accident Care Center, which means no matter what you're doing this weekend or any other time, especially during the holidays, this is big now. You know, you're going to be out, you're doing your shopping, and what happens? People crunch each other's cars. It just goes on, doesn't it? Have you ever driven in front of a mall at this time of the year or start, as we get later in the month? Well, here's what happens. If that happens, there's one place for you to go to take care of you, and that's Tulsa Accident Care Center. That's where you can get everything you need in one place. Physical therapy, you got it there. Imaging, CT, MRI, got it there. Doctor visit, oh, they have that. They can prescribe your medicine there. It's all in one place. Doesn't cost you anything to walk in. There's zero out of pocket. You don't even have to make an appointment. So if you find after a car wreck there's something wrong with you, I mean, you got to have the car taken care of. You have many other things you're doing. Go to one place, just one place, Tulsa Accident Care Center. They're in Broken Arrow, they're in Owasso, and they're in Tulsa, and you can reach them at 888-8080. This was a great idea. Thank you, Jared Gallagher, for doing this so we don't have to traipse all over town to do these several things. All right, let's get to week 10. Westmore is struggling. They haven't won since last October, but this isn't against Westmore. This is Broken Arrow playing Broken Arrow to stay sharp. What do you do in week 10 to keep your guys focused?
Rick, I need you here today to speak to the team. You said it. You have said it just like it's Broken Arrow plays Broken Arrow. It's real simple. As I mentioned, I said we've been fortunate at some previous positions with the new way we do the playoffs to be in these bye weeks. And to be honest with you, we haven't come out and played our best game after these bye weeks. Now, it's had an opportunity to heal up and do things like that. So with some experience on my behalf, the sell is to the guys that it matters, is our kids that are playing. And so what I've asked for, you can't sit on your hands for the next 2 weeks. I said, you just can't do it. As you mentioned, I'm not being disrespectful to Westmore, but we've got to go out and play a great football game. And, if you want senior night, last game, if you want all the seniors to be out there, then, hey, man, let's go make it happen. We're not into this saying, hey, we're going to play them to play them. Let's go make it happen, get after it, do things right. And then, we look forward to, and we'll meet on Sunday as a staff to make sure that we prepare, not just show up and not have a purpose for a bye week. We will have a big purpose and a big identity of what we're trying to get done. And it's up to the kids to buy in. And like I said, Rick, you've seen them. I mentioned it earlier, they're playing hard. They want this. So they're going to give it their best shot. Now we got to give it our best shot and present the proper material to them, and I think they'll respond.
So you just it'll be Saturday off, and they'll come back Sunday. How much does it change your schedule next week, or does it very much?
It'll change it slightly. I mean, Rick, we'll go ones against ones. We'll have sessions in there, situational football that we will work on, and we'll work at a fast speed, obviously with a quick whistle. I mean, we're not trying to but there's 2 ways to look at it, and I'm just old school. And one is you can sit back and not get after it, not try to get better, and worry about getting hurt, okay, and go get beat, okay, or you can just get after it, do things right, and things have a tendency to take care of themselves. Our kids, I think there's 2 types of conditionings in football, Rick. I think this is kind of interesting. One is obviously your cardio, your availability to just what we would refer to as conditioning. The other one I refer to as hitting conditioning. And it all takes place about week 4, week 5. You kind of settle in, and usually you don't see a ton of injuries after that. And so, because your body's used to the bumps, it's unique. You respond. Lord made us in a wonderful way, so our body responds to that. And as long as we're not stupid, kids have a tendency to the run-ins and the hitting the ground and all that has a tendency now to just bounce up and roll. So we'll be smart, we'll be intelligent about it, but at the same time, we got to move forward and get our kids prepared to go. It's high. Oklahoma football, playoff football is tough, Rick. You can go to any state, whatever. When you get down in this final episode, especially when you're going to try to get and move into that final four, you can just name the teams. They're going to be good. They're going to be great. You better get ready to play football. So that's what we're going to try to do, Rick, and I think our kids will respond.
Yeah, there's no doubt about that. Taking a look at your playoff indicator, because I stopped even trying because there's so much that still has to be decided in the next couple of weeks. Who do you think you're going to end up with?
Well, just looking at it, and without, again, being disrespectful to anybody else, Mustang seems to be playing the best over there in that other district outside of, obviously, Bigsby and Jinx. They've lost to both those teams, played both those teams diligently, played well. They looked like the strongest team. We had that matchup with them earlier in the year, and that was without their starting quarterback. So let's make that known. And we won 21-14 at our place. So it'd be a rematch. So we're thinking Mustang, but Rick, it's called high school. It's called football. They line up and play for a reason, and there's a reason why there's 4 quarters instead of just one. So it'll be some interesting things pop up. But just looking at it, Rick, that looks like the third place team over there. They would have to win a first round game too. Right. But they're looking like the strong team that would work into our bracket, which is below, and come in after after our bye week and play us at home. So, like I said, we better be prepared to play.
I said, I was kind of jokingly said you're headed to the lake, but you really are. I'm not going to say which lake you are, but tell me what it is about going out to do that, being on the boat a little bit, kind of some time away. What does that do for you?
Rick, it's huge. First of all, it's fall. You got the great foliage. The lake I will be attending is just enjoyable to go out to. So, it's fun that on a Saturday, typically we're working. With us having the bye week, I get the staff, everybody gets a true reprieve. There'll still be work being done, Rick. With the computer and the phones, it never ends. But so we'll get the opportunity for me and Miss Hill to go out there and just enjoy a little bit of the foliage on a Saturday afternoon out in the boat across the beautiful state of Oklahoma and enjoy that. Even got probably both kids getting an opportunity to get with us too and their families too. So it'll be a good little time on Saturday before we start cranking it down again on Sunday.
There you go. And maybe watch a little football from the boat as well. Absolutely. If you ever want to know what's happening underwater, I know a guy.
You mentioned that we could sit here and entertain this crowd with a lot of stuff here, but yeah, that's unique, and we'll have something that gives us something to talk about, Rick, later, no doubt.
There we go. All right, Coach, enjoy your game. Have a good Saturday. I hope it goes well, and we'll visit next week.
Hey man, appreciate everything you do, and we really do appreciate Tulsa Accident Care too. I'm thinking about that. I laugh. I said, I look forward to using this one of these days. I hope I don't have to, but I look forward to it because we will do the fact. One place, one stop. Hey, man, I've been around. I'm an old man. I've done it where you've gone to 15 different places, Rick. That ain't no fun. So get out of here.